Hello and welcome everybody to this new moon ceremony in Pisces. And this new moon opens the eclipse portal. So we're going to be talking about eclipses and even the equinox. So we've got quite a bit to cover today, which is this new moon that we just had yesterday. I'm here with two of my friends, both named Brenda. So there we go. Woohoo. And we may have a couple more friends coming in. But let me go ahead and share my presentation so that we can sing in the archangels. I love singing in the archangels. They're divinely support, their divine support, love, and wisdom. So that's what we receive from them. They're unconditionally loving beings. We just have to ask, and by singing, ask. And so notice as we're singing what you might receive, because who knows what it could be. And then say thank you if you get anything. And it could be just a subtle little nudge in your body. You could feel it. You could feel a change of temperature. You could see a color or an image. So whatever you get, say thank you. And then the angels will go, she's listening. Let's give her some more. So that's kind of what we do. So this is where we are. You guys, I'm sure, already have brought for the ceremony. If you're watching the replay, you can stop it now, run around, go get all this stuff. But I'm sure Brenda and Brenda have it. So here we go. We're going to start by clearing our aura before we even sing in the archangels. I have this aura spray. There's other things you can do. I can clear my aura with a selenite wand. It feels like I'm just spinning out all those thoughts that were in my way, being able to just go into my intuition. If you really have a lot of thoughts that are driving you crazy, you can, I like dancing with a rattle, because that will just take them all of it. So we're calling ourselves back from all times and all places, and we're singing in the archangels. I'm going to go ahead and light a candle. And as I'm lighting a candle, you guys can light a candle. And what we're doing is we're saying, oh, yes, there is a spark of light within me, always has been there, will always be there, this spark of light within me. And it just reminds me, oh, yes, that spirit within me, spirit within each one of you. So within each one of us, we've got spirit. We've got spirit. So here's the lyrics. I put them bigger. Somebody requested they be bigger, so they're in 2 columns now. But here we go. We're facing east. For those of you watching the replay that have never done this before, just figure out where east is and start there and face there. And then we're going to go south, west, north, below, above, within. So here we go. Spirits of the east and inspiration, Archangel Raphael, please come. Spirits of the south, fiery creative spirits, Archangel Michael, please come. Spirits of the west, wandering loving spirits, Archangel Gabriel, please come. Spirits of the north, clearing spirits, Archangel Uriel, please come. Spirits of below, Mother of potentiality, Archangel Sandalphon, please come. Spirits of above, though the sky perspective change. Archangel Metatron, please come. Spirits of within, heart space gives. Archangel Anael, please come. Okay, so notice and say thank you. I'm going to thank Archangel Raphael because he really just came in and healed me, right? I'm healed. No. So whatever. It was just a subtle little realignment so that I could be the best I can be during this time. So say thank you if you noticed any one of those archangels coming in stronger than the rest. And here we have this was, for us, it was yesterday in Rosarita Beach on the West Coast. So this is on the Pacific Coast, just below the United States. That's where we live. So this is, it was exact for us at 12:59 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then we just changed the time zones. So here we go. We've got a lot of things happening in these signs right here. We had a huge bunch of things happening. Everybody, it seemed all the planets wanted to come in and say hi to Pluto when Pluto went into Aquarius. They all came by and they're like, oh, hi. And they all had their little conjunction with Pluto. So we had a whole bunch last month of planets in Aquarius, and you can see that Venus is just about ready to move into Pisces with all her buddies, and Mars is going to follow pretty quickly. But right now you can see most of the planets are in Pisces where the new moon is. So there's the moon right there. There's the sun. They're on the same degree. Look at that, 20 degrees, 16 minutes. And they happen to be conjunct this amazing, beautiful asteroid goddess, Hygienia, and she is the Greek goddess of healing. And so this is good. Oh, well, that could be why I felt Archangel Raphael so strong, because there was a little bit of something extra in there. So I think it was Hygienia helping with this new moon, helping us, because the time that we're in right now can be very intense, which in the past was difficult for me because I just found it difficult to process energies, and they came out as emotional reactions. And so now that that's not happening as much, I'm actually able to use the energies when they show up. So we're going to talk more about how to actually do that so that we're using these energies. You can also see there's a lot happening here in Mars. We've got the North Node in Chiron that are conjunct, and Chiron is our wounded, some people call it the wounded healer, but it's the sacred wound, that wound that just really helps us open and be more compassionate to ourselves and everyone around us. And we do things to help with this sacred wound, and then we realize how the sacred wound is a gift as we work with it for a bit. So this is all happening in Aries. Mercury just moved into Aries. Mercury is the planet of communication, and Mercury is still conjunct Neptune. So Mercury was all last week conjunct this beautiful Neptune, which is this planet of spirituality. And we're just coming out of that awareness right now. But then because Neptune is within 4 degrees of this asteroid goddess Hygienia, who is conjunct, really seriously within 3 degrees, conjunct this new moon, that just brings in this spiritual Neptunian energy along with it. So that's some of what's been going on in the sky. We know that we we had some squares to Uranus and Jupiter last month, and now we still have aspects to what's happening. So Saturn right now is sextile Jupiter, which is a nice, beautiful, flowing energy. Jupiter expands and Saturn focuses. So it's like expand, contract, expand. Oh, I got this vision. Okay, I'm going to bring it in somewhere in my body. I'm going to gestate it. I'm going to work with it until something conceives. So this is like light information coming in that is happening with this sextile here. And then there's a sextile between Uranus and the new moon here happening with the moon and the sun. Uranus is this big change. And so we've got this new moon can help us change our perspective about change. And that is that change does not have to be bad. Like I used to have these wackadoodle plans. I wanted to be a librarian and I thought I was, and if I looked at my motivation now, I just go, oh my gosh, because I wanted a paycheck and I wanted security. And of course, none of that happened. And it, I ended up wanting this thing and I didn't get it. And I was very upset at all the changes that didn't happen or the changes that happened that just were telling me, no, no, you're not going to sit in a library for the rest of your friggin' life and, you know, collect a paycheck. You're here for more than that. Oh, what? But when I realized that all of this energy for change was actually inviting me into a bigger life, I'm like, oh, okay. And it's continuing to invite me into a bigger life. It's continuing to invite me into exploring different things. So when we befriend change instead of make it an enemy, like, why am I feeling this again? Or why didn't my little ego plan work out? Um, then all of a sudden Uranus becomes this higher vibration of itself, which is this sense of genius, and we can open into these things that we didn't know before. We hadn't heard somewhere in ancient wisdom it exists, and we might find that, but it's just really, really powerful to work with this kind of energy. And this is one of the things, befriending change is something that's going to help us as we move through this eclipse portal and as we are coming up on some big transits this year, because you can see that Jupiter is moving slowly, slowly until it's going to meet Uranus on April 20th. So that's one of the things that's coming up. So this is going to be just really interesting. And the next new moon is going to be right after the equinox and right on the eclipse. So that'll be exciting. So what we're doing right now is we're getting ready. We're releasing that stuff that doesn't serve us. We're getting clarity on this murkiness, because a lot of times Neptune energy will come in and it's so big that we won't quite get it. And there can be a lot of illusion, delusion, and we don't know how to manifest with it. And people just tell us we're wackadoodle. And so we until we just are able to take in more Neptune energy, it's really hard to get some clarity. So we want to release that sense of murkiness and get into some clarity with the meditation that we're going to be doing later on here. So I'm going to pause for questions at this point in case either of you want to know something right now about what I just said. I got more little things to talk about. We're good? Okay. If I say ask a question, you can either like do this, or you can unmute and just talk. So some of the things, Mars and Venus here are right here. So there's this sense of yin and yang balance. So if you're one who's been working on integrating the divine feminine and the divine masculine and the toxic masculine and the shy feminine, and going into the anthropos, where you know that you're both human and divine, both yin and yang, and you're coming into this sense of integration. This is really good. This new moon is really good for you because you've got Mars and Venus conjunct in Aquarius right now. So that's fun. And it helps us balance. So when we do the movement, we're going to do movement. We can do some balancing poses with that, and that'll be helpful. So Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. So it's kind of a culmination of all the other signs, and it's unity consciousness, and there's a lot of empathic ability. So those of us with Pisces moons are just naturally empathic, and one of the things that we get to learn is how to create boundaries within a huge vast ocean of empathic information coming in like a giant psychic ocean. So when we can stay in our heart and feel what's coming, and know that we can't fix other people, like sometimes if we're feeling other people's stuff, oh, I can't fix them, in order for me to feel better. So what I have to do is I have to create a boundary so that I can come from my heart and be compassionate towards the people that come into my awareness, but I don't have to be in their pain. If two people are in the same pain, someone else's pain, it doesn't do either one of them any good. So we're creating a boundary where I can teach you how to heal yourself. I can teach you how to understand this stuff. I can teach you how to open up. I can teach you how to release. I can teach you how to get some clarity. So what I do is imagine that this is a saucer and this is the cup that Pisceans, Pisces moons, I can speak for Pisces moons. It's like, okay, if I try to give somebody my cup and say, here, do it like me, just take all my stuff, all of a sudden I have nothing in my cup and I can't drink from my cup because I'm giving it all away. But if my cup is overflowing because I'm doing self-care and I'm taking care of myself and I'm setting boundaries, then I can offer my saucer to people and they can drink from my saucer. So that's it's not easy, and it's something that seems like everybody on this planet has to learn in different ways. North Node now is conjunct this star in Andromeda, and Jupiter is also conjunct a star in Andromeda. So we're going to look at those two. And then Pluto is holding a conjunction with two stars still that we were talking about a couple months ago. And Gong Gong is still just barely conjunct Fomalhaut, Archangel Gabriel's star, but he's more conjunct with Deneb, which is this beautiful, beautiful star at the top of the Milky Way. So that's still happening. This will probably be the last new moon that Gong Gong, which is this empathic wizard, which makes sense, he's in Pisces right now, will be with the Archangel Gabriel energy. And then the other one is Haimea. She's up here on Shapely Attractor. So that's one of these big cosmic points where there's a gravitational pull of all the galaxies towards this big Shapely Attractor in our neighborhood of the universe. So it's big. So any questions before I move on to the next slide? Brent, you're good? Okay, so we've got the sun and the moon at 20 degrees 16. So when we look at star sparks, this is something that Elias Longsdale created, which is the psychics went through and did images for 360 degrees of the zodiac. And so we're looking at the next one up. So this was 2016. So we're looking at 21 degrees of Pisces, and he has a whole big long thing. But this is what I thought was interesting for us as this new moon hit this degree. It's about championing the body's wisdom in giving free expression to both what it has felt like to be so starkly enclosed. Like, okay, like I'm in this little cage and I'm just kind of, or like I'm in a cocoon. And what we can become when we are granted the time and place for something vibrantly different to arise. So coming out of the little chick coming out of the egg, the realization that the cage I have myself in, the door has always been open and I can just walk out, or the realization that all of this goo feeling that I had inside the cocoon has now strengthened and solidified. And now as I stretch, there's actually something to stretch and it opens the cocoon and I can sit on a branch and dry my wings so that I can soar. So those are all things that this new moon is inviting us to do, is to step out, step into this incredible unity consciousness energy that is Pisces. So what we've got coming up, ta-da, here's a date. You can write it down if you want. Hopefully you guys brought your journals. If you didn't bring your journal right now, just hit, if you're watching the replay, just hit pause and get your journal. So the equinox is actually March 20th, and this is actually the astrological new year. This is when the sun moves into Aries. This is when there is equal day and equal dark everywhere on the planet. Okay, so whether you're northern hemisphere or southern hemisphere, you've got equal day, equal night. We're experience spring in the northern hemisphere. There's an experience of autumn in the southern hemisphere. So that's another reason why when we go into movement, we're going to be going into balance. We're going to be doing like the yoga pose, tree pose, to help us really connect. Okay, what does that feel like to step into that balance? So one of the things to do on March 20th is to do tree pose, or to do a yogic balance pose, or any other methods that you happen to like and use that are balancing. It's also a good day to meditate, set an intention, journal. So those are like powerful days of really, I really didn't key into what balance felt like until I meditated consciously on the equinox. And then I went, oh, and now I can find that balance point within me much easier than I used to, because I used to just be like, oh. So this is another date to write down. We're having a prenumbral lunar eclipse. Oh, we've got another person. Woohoo! And this eclipse is happening March 25th at basically 12 a.m. Pacific. It's not Pacific Standard Time anymore. We just switched. It's time for releasing. So this is the releasing. We're going to release a little bit today, but this 25th, on the 25th, is a big time for releasing. This is a way to use this energy. So this is going to be like a full moon. We're experiencing a full moon on the 25th of March. And while there is a full moon in this, is so close to the nodes of the moon that we're going to experience the sun, the earth, the moon, all doing this little dance, so that there's this powerful eclipse energy. And this is the one that's just like really good for releasing all this old karmic old stuff, releasing all of this really old, being unaware of, what is unconscious, and just being able to actually just totally release a whole bunch of stuff that's no longer serving us. And welcome, Debbie. Good to see you. Thank you for coming. We're about a half an hour in, and you can go back and check out the first part of it with the replay where we were looking at the chart of this new moon, but we've got some important dates coming up. This one's the eclipse. And the next important eclipse is going to be on the 8th of April at 11:21 a.m. Pacific time, and where we'll be able to step into new territory. So after we go through and release all this stuff that's not serving us anymore on the eclipse 2 weeks prior, we're going to be able to step into new territory. So we might actually, metaphorically speaking, realize, oh my gosh, this cage of behavior, so I used to just totally not like left brain activities and sequential logic and sequences. And I used to drive my husband crazy because he used to always ask him to do my computer stuff for me. So I finally got over myself and was just able to heal a wound around it and just be more integrative of that left right brain hemisphere, because we've got all this beautiful area right down the center of the brain that needs to talk to each other, but we have to activate it. We have to think about it. We have to connect the dots here. And once we connect the dots in whatever area that we're working on in our life, action rest could be something that we're connecting the dots on. So pick your opposite. What are you connecting? What are you working towards? Because you can step out into new territory once you integrate those old opposites. Those old opposites that were here on the planet when we arrived. It's not our fault that we got trapped into it. Everybody does. And we just get to have compassion for ourselves as we release more and more of this old stuff that was whether it was designed consciously or unconsciously to bind us, and there is an opportunity now for us to say, okay, I'm releasing that. I'm taking the change, and I'm just breaking free of all that. We've got 2 stars that are helping us with that this month. So this is a date. We're going to actually have our next new moon ceremony on this date at noon, even though some people in the United States are going to be outside watching this. That'll be exciting to hear back how everybody watched the eclipse in Indiana and Rochester, New York, and various places. I didn't want to pay massive airfare to go watch it in Mazatlan, so we didn't. Here is kind of what a eclipse looks like as it's coming. You've got this big, huge sun, and it just kind of going in. It looks like that, and then it's completely covered, and then as it comes back out, it looks like this. See, we saw the total eclipse in 2017 on the path in Tennessee, and it kind of looked like this. If this is, it's like disappearing, and then reappearing. That's kind of like the idea for this thing. But there was this moment, like 2 minutes, where everything was just dark. It wasn't completely dark, but all of the cicadas thought it was dark, and they started chirping. And it was just the most incredible feeling. And, the nature around us got confused. And I bonded with my husband's family in that moment because we were all watching it together. So it's really powerful what can happen. Being conscious of these eclipse opportunities, just releasing all the old stuff and being able to step into something new. So here is one of the stars that Pluto is conjunct right now, and it is the Swan. And this is what it looks like. It's in the Cygnus constellation. And so there's this invitation for us to be soaring at this time as Pluto has come into Aquarius. And then the other one is Altair. Pluto is also conjunct Altair, but he won't actually get to Altair for a little while here. When is he going to be? Okay, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I don't have it down. May 2nd, he's actually going to be exact, almost exact. And he's going to go retrograde on this star Altair, which is the eagle. And you can see that there's this vertical line and then this horizontal line that looks like wings. And so there's this sense of making this shape. One of the things we can do when we move is to make this shape of Altair. Just be standing up. I can move my head over like this and boom, I'm making the shape of Altair, and I'm bringing in that energy, which is courage. This one is grace. For me, this one feels like gentleness and grace and taking my flight, in a graceful way. This one is courage. Yep. I see that I created a cage for myself and I'm going to step on out. So that's Altair's helping us. So what else is helping us? Pluto has a trine to the galactic pole, which is at 0 degrees Libra. And there's just this centering balance happening with the galactic pole, which is a mathematical point that they can see that it is in Libra. But I was talking about breaking free of the chains. And this is like a picture of breaking free of the chains. This is the constellation Andromeda. Every time I do these, it changes. So you can see these chains on Andromeda. Andromeda was chained to a rock and she had to be rescued and put into the heavens. And so she's broken free of her chains and she became stars. And we've got Alpharos is one of the stars that's activated. This one is the North Node, and then Almach is Jupiter. So we've got this line right here coming through. That's not good. So those are, Jupiter's Almach, and the North Node is Alpharos. So these stars right now are activated during this new moon, and these can help us with this idea of breaking through any chains that we feel that we have been under. If we feel like other people have put us under a spell, like we've been under the spell of patriarchy for the longest time. We've been under the spell of capitalism for the longest time. And there's other spells too. So let me go. And then, okay, this is where Gong Gong has been for a long time. This is some energy for Archangel Gabriel. We'll just keep going because we're gotta move on. Haumea is conjunct the Shapley attractor. And this is a picture of the Shapley supercluster from the European Space Station. But now we're getting ready for the ceremony. So we're going to need a journal. We lit a candle earlier before you got here, Debbie, just to remind us that we're all we're all light. We did some aura spray and we have our water. I've got Chalice Wells water, which I'm going to put into my water. I've got drinking water here. I put a couple drops of sacred water, and voila, the whole water now is sacred. If you don't have sacred water, no worries, because if you know Reiki, you can put a Reiki symbol in the water. If you don't know Reiki and you don't have sacred water, then just put a spiral pattern into the water. And think about love, think about courage, think about those things that you are wanting. We're going to be, during the ceremony, we're going to be integrating with that water. And then I'm going to have to run out and get chocolate because I forgot to get my chocolate out. But if you have some dark chocolate or any other bittersweet thing that we're going to help us with this unity consciousness we've been talking about for Pisces. So that's that. So what are we going to do? We're going to move. I got a song. We're going to move. I'm going to do a guided meditation. We're going to be asking the question, what is being conceived within me now? We're going to say, oh, wow, this big, huge energy, how am I possibly going to bring that into my daily life? And so we think of our next baby step, our small step towards integrating and manifesting that big energy that's available to us at this time. Then we're going to journal. Then we're going to work with our sanctified water and our dark chocolate. And then anybody that wants to share can. You do not have to. This is the shape of Pisces. Sometimes I like doing the shape of Pisces while we're moving because it helps me understand more and more and more every month what each of these signs, what the field of energy really is. When I say put a golden halo around you is what I mean. This is Our Lady of Guadalupe with a golden halo. We get to have one too. Okay. From the top of her head to the bottom of her feet, we can allow this golden light to come in. What happens is that this helps us integrate all of the energies that are available to us at full moon that are starting our energy, and they're basically with us for the entire lunation cycle until the next new moon. And here we have the feminine yin energy, the masculine yang energy. We've got Mars over here and Venus over here, and we're merging opposites. So anything that we're merging, this is also, you can kind of see, this is the Vesica Pisces. This is like the golden halo around Our Lady of Guadalupe. And what this does when you go into the eye of the heart is you merge energies. I always have us merging energies from the ground and energies from the starlight coming in together into our transmutational hearts. So that's what we're doing here when we go inside the eye of the heart. There is a sense we can do figure eights. Figure eights are very healthy. The body loves figure eights. We are working with, okay, left side of the brain, right side of the brain, and integrating that. And then we can also work vertically at the same time. Oh, I'm so enlightened. Oh, I'm in the pits of despair. And you can just know and move through that we are both human and divine. We have both all the time, and we get to integrate that at the same time that we're integrating our horizontal everyday life. So any questions before we start? This is the question that we're going to be asking after we move around. What is being conceived within me now? You can check into your womb, you can check into your heart. And then we're going to be asking during the meditation, what is my baby step? So anybody have a question before we start moving? I'm getting the music ready to go. If you have a long scarf, it can help you make some of those shapes. If you want to make the shape of Pisces, or you want to make figure eights with the scarf, or you want to, whatever you want to do. If you want to do a balance pose for the coming equinox, those are all things you can do. So here we go. Somebody thumbs up if you can hear this. Okay, thank you. No, you can't hear it. Okay. Shoot. All right. Well, if you guys can't hear this, uh, we're just going to have to go with our own music. Or if you have something. Okay, so we're going to come back to sitting. We can come back to sitting right next to our journal with our pen. And we're going to put our feet on the ground so we can go into the meditation. And you can close your eyes if you wish. You can have your hands open on your lap, or you can put a hand on your heart and a hand on your womb space if you want. And now feel your feet solidly on the floor, knowing that underneath this floor there is the earth, and that you can extend energetically as if the bottom of your feet were a root going down into the nurturing nutrients of the earth. And you pull up that beautiful earth energy 2 feet below your feet, pulling it up to your feet, this earth star chakra energy that helps us ground and know we belong to the earth at this time. Bringing this rich nutrient energy up our legs, up, nurturing our root chakra, up, nurturing our womb space, our sacral chakra, knowing that we can release and clear anything within the sacral chakra that will help us get some clarity at this time. It's like this is the time with the eclipse portal that the pot is being stirred. And at those times, there can be some clarity if you look beyond the and go just see what is emerging, what is coming up, what are you going to be inviting to release? What can you invite right now to release? If there's something you can think of, even if you can't put it to words, it's just this icky, ooey feeling, just send it, boom, down out the bottom of your feet. Just release, release, let it go into the earth. The earth will transmute this energy that doesn't serve you anymore. And now it is just this beautiful stableness in the earth, ready to transmute and support you. Now we can move this beautiful earth energy up into this womb space, helping ground it. By grounding it, it gives you some clarity within. Bringing this earth energy up to the solar plexus chakra. The solar plexus chakra is the place from which we shine our light. And we know that we are here shining our light. We get this sense all the way down from our solar plexus chakra, all the way, this anchoring our light into the earth. And then the earth coming up to support that. And now I'm bringing this energy of I am shining my light, supporting more love, and then bring that earth beautiful intention, this powerful shining of the light into your heart, and shine your light onto your heart's desire that is ready to bloom, ready to open. Bringing this earth energy here into your heart to get some clarity. Bringing then this earth energy up into the throat chakra, where you create all of your intentions all the time. Now we are consciously choosing. We are making a conscious choice of what intention, what soul-based intention am I moving forward with for the next month. Then we move this earth grounding energy up to the brow chakra, and we are gently opening and feeling this sense of this brow chakra, this third eye chakra, that's really all the way into the center of our brain, into the pituitary gland, pineal gland. They're all there. And then the sense of bringing earth energy up to the crown chakra and feeling the center of the crown chakra move all the way into the cave of Brahma within the skull, so that we can connect what we are seeing psychically with our intuition and be able to open to what is coming through for us, what is coming gently for us with all of these beautiful stars, sun and moon meeting up in Pisces, Jupiter helping us, these beautiful stars in Andromeda, Venus and Mars helping us integrate these beautiful stars coming in, the stars that Pluto is conjunct right now. Archangel Gabriel's star, we called her in earlier. She is here with us. And we're bringing all of this light from these stars, from these planets. We're bringing their light down to our throat chakra, where we can start to understand the intention that they are helping us with, bringing this light now into our heart chakra. And we're illuminating that which is within the eye of our heart. We see part of within our heart, the earth energy here, and we see this light, this information. This light is information from these stars. These stars are helping us. Archangel Gabriel is helping us. There are other beings that are supporting and loving, and wisdom beings helping us. And we can feel them within our heart. And we can feel that this light and this earth merging together within the eye of our heart. These two different things coming together, merging within us. And as there's a sense of merging, we're going to protect this sacred space of the eye of the heart with this golden halo, like Archangel Gabriel, like Our Lady of Guadalupe, this golden halo all the way around us, all the way around this part of our heart that can merge and see soul-based intention. And we can feel, if we need a little help, we can feel the liquid golden light coming down from the top of our head, encompassing our head, integrating all the different ways that we are blessed to be able to think and move and feel, bringing that golden liquid light into our heart, where we can feel and heal and integrate all of those things within our heart, so that we are standing within our own selves at this time, knowing what is being conceived within me, bringing this light, keeping this light in the heart with one hand, connecting this light to our light within our solar plexus, connecting this light to our womb space, our sacral chakra, connecting this light to the rootedness of our root chakra, and feeling that we are ready to ask the question from within this field of unity consciousness that is Pisces. What is being conceived within me now? What is being conceived within me? What is being conceived? And now we can ask ourselves, what baby step can I take today or tomorrow to help manifest and bring in this information that is contained in this light within me right now? As I sense what is being conceived, what baby step can I take to make, to allow this to happen? Okay, when you have an idea of what your baby step is and what's being conceived within you, you can go to your journal and begin writing what you experienced. Maybe what you got was a color, so you write down that. Oh, I saw this yellow light. Maybe you saw an image. Maybe you felt something within you, inside your body. Maybe you heard a word. Whatever you received, write it down. Write about the experience, what you experienced, what you saw, what you felt, what you heard, if anything. And whatever you got, just say, thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit guides. Thank you, higher self. Hey, when you are have written down your intention and your baby step, let me know in some way that you are ready for the next part. Once you have the intention that you're setting with the baby step that you're going to be moving forward with, let me know and we can move on to that. If you need to continue writing, go ahead. Okay. So we're gonna integrate those in a minute. I'm just gonna tell you what I'm gonna be integrating in this next bit. I'm gonna be picking up my water, and I've been working to integrate the left and right hemispheres of my brain after disparaging the left brain for a very long time. I'm working on that integration, and I'm being invited into this very left brain area of study that I resisted and now embrace. And to further embrace that and find the wisdom within it, I am setting an intention to read my Swedenborg book. And I just asked Emanuel Swedenborg, who was a mystic in 1744, if he will help me as I'm reading and help me to be able to find the gems within this next chapter I'm going to be working on. So my baby step is, if I'm going to take all that and condense it down to this bite size, I think about, okay, I'm reading Emanuel Swedenborg and he is helping me. And that's what I'm going to be thinking about as I drink this water. So everybody raise your water if you're ready to drink in your intention and your baby step. Here we go. As you feel the water move all the way through you and you are concentrating on your loving intention, go ahead and drink your water. And I told you who was going to help me, Emmanuel Swedenborg, the spirit of Emmanuel Swedenborg in the spirit world. And so I am taking my chocolate now. If you don't know who might be helping you, maybe it's Archangel Gabriel, maybe it's Mother Mary, maybe it's Yeshua or Krishna or Kuan Yin, whoever you think is helping you, whoever you are tuning into to help you with this process. Take your chocolate, and as you eat this chocolate, it is a sense of communion with this guide that is helping you on this journey. Yeah, I just felt a much stronger connection with Swedenborg than I've ever felt before, so that's good. Anyone else want to share anything in this whole process? Now is we're over an hour at this point, but if anybody wants to share, we're open for that. Sometimes sharing can say you can pull in what you're claiming, and other people witness what you're claiming to do, and that can be helpful. But other times it's just like so personal and so within you that you don't want to share. You don't want to it cannot yet be revealed. So if anybody wants to share at this time, go ahead and unmute. Okay, so Brenda's going to unmute. Go ahead, Brenda.
Yeah, I can quickly go. Um, so there was a whole process, and today's been a process for me. But what I wrote was, I am being conceived in me. That inner discovery of myself and who I am, what I do, how I move through this world. And I am conceiving the possibility that one day the yearning of my soul will be expressed through the other parts of me wholeheartedly and honestly. So the baby step is I have been, well, it's actually was assigned homework in one of my classes if we chose to do it, to write our heroine's journey or to do a collage. And as you know, writing for me tends to come really easy, the collage not so much. So with the help of another classmate in that class, I actually was opened up this morning to be able to do the collage, and I started it. So my baby step is, in this openness of spirit where I am in this moment, I will continue working on my heroine's journey collage, allowing the images and words that draw me in to become part of my visual heroine's journey, guiding me to the healthier me I am already becoming. And so I'm going to finish that the physical collage is my baby step. And for me, that's a huge step, but it's.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh,
That's
and my helper is Mary Magdalene.
cool. Awesome. And you're wearing her red today.
Yeah, that was unconscious, maybe is the.
Right. Beautiful. Thank you, Brenda. That's all wonderful. Yeah. Woo! Awesome. You are being conceived within you. I love that. Brenda's always brilliant. If you were not as brilliant as Brenda when you did this, don't worry. She's been doing this for a very, very long time. Um, and whatever you receive is good. You just keep building and building and building. Okay. Anyone else? Oh, Debbie, do you want to share? Go ahead.
Sure. Um, so for me, I got what was being conceived in me right now is the great transformation with love and light. Grace is around you and supporting you. It's your time to shine and soar towards your potential as it's being illuminated. The divine light flickers to catch your attention. Watch, listen, and feel what is being revealed. The time is now. Gain the perspective from the eagle's view, soar away from the trees, high up into the skies. Um, so my intention is sort of releasing generational patterns that no longer serve me, and to My message is to learn more about astrology and channeling with the divine. My baby step is to guide myself with loving compassion and nurture those around me with my healing presence. And I kept really seeing the eagle soaring to the sky. Um, and so I really felt Aquila. Is that no Altair, Altair.
Oh, yeah.
And then I got that Andromedan messages are on their way. And
Ooh.
I kept seeing circles, that Pisces symbol. And
Mm.
recently it was my birthday. So um this all was very, very much. And I just have a question. Is this the time of year that the Andromedans are close or
Yeah, they're going to, we're gonna feel them more when we hit into, we'll be in Aries next month, and then the month after that we'll be in Taurus. So we're gonna feel them stronger by April, when all of this stuff that I've been, April and May, all this stuff I've been talking about, um, it, they're going to be around helping us through a lot of, through the eclipse portal, and um, through the conjunction of Uranus and Jupiter. And so it'll be, yeah, there's a lot happening for us in the sky right now. And when we know, oh, wait, this is happening for me, wait a minute, let me like reprogram my brain because it feels icky right now. So how can I step into it and know that the Andromeda beings are around me, holding me, and with loving wisdom. They come in with light, and it's hard for us sometimes to understand what that is. And so for me, it takes just stating it within my chakra system before I get it. But Brenda just gets it. She just start writing it. It's all that. Sometimes I'll get it that way too, but
yeah, when you mentioned Gabriel, Archangel Gabriel, I just found my feet grounded and I felt hands on my shoulders. So it
oh,
was
excellent. Okay. Then Brenda's applauding. I'm applauding. We're both going, yeah, woo, that's huge. Thank you, Archangel Gabriel. Did you say that? Thank you, Archangel
I totally didn't I have a lot of big major things happening in my life, so I felt very supported
Gabriel.
and I'm sorry that I came in late, but thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, no worries. You're on my email list, right? Yeah. So you'll get the replay in a couple of hours, and you can watch the first part, and then um I'll show you, we're we're gonna we're gonna close this out, but if you can stick around for a minute, I'll show you where the Andromeda stars are right now.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm. And Brenda, if you don't want to share, that's fine. If you want to share, that's fine. What do you want to do?
I don't mind sharing real quickly.
Oh,
So actually, I visualized myself with a yellow double helix that was spiraling up through my body. And my first thought was, is this chains? Are these chains being broken? So that's what I feel like was going on. And I did feel some release in my shoulders and in my arms. And I feel like my intention is going to be, I'm stepping into my spiritual era.
oh, I love it. Ooh,
So that's what I got. Thank you very much.
that sounds awesome, Brenda. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for sharing today. We're going to close. I'm going to give any of you here, or anybody watching, an opportunity to connect with me more. Let's see. If you want to, we didn't do this so that, you guys could book a session, but if you want to, um, this is our next new moon ceremony is going to be April 8th. And if you remember, that's the day of the big solar eclipse that's going right across the US, starting in like Texas and going all the way up to through Rochester, New York. So there are the galactic astrology soul readings are on sale in March. So my website is just reneevarnador.com, and you can there, if you are watching this replay, click on see more, and there will be a link in the show notes for a session if that is what you want. Sometimes if people have a birthday around this time, they want to see their solar return chart to see what is happening as an imprint for the rest of their year. If people are having things happening in their life right now and they need some support through some big major transits, we can go through those. The more consciously we can go through those with help, the better we're going to be set up for stepping into that new amazing stuff that's on its way to us. So there's the big 90-minute reading is on sale for $175. The 30-minute reading that always takes an hour is on sale for $77 in the rest of March. But we are going to sing our song. We are a circle of love. So here we are. Imagine all of us here, all over the globe here, and as if we could hold hands together and bring in those people watching the replay with us. I can think, oh, wow, there's going to be at least 5 people watching the replay. So feel that, hey, I have 110 subscribers. You never know. Okay. Subscribe, hit the subscribe button so that you can see these more often if you like it. In this circle of love, in this circle of peace, in this circle of love, in this circle of peace, I feel our unity, love, sweet security. I feel our unity, love, sweet security in this circle of love, in this circle of peace. So thank you, everybody. Stick around if you want to. Love and blessings. Hit subscribe, and then you can find out and hear these free things every month. Bye-bye. Okay, I was almost